Now from Channel 5, the latest news around the clock.
Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, February 28th. I'm Liz Bruner with the 725 edition of News Center 5. It's very, very icy outside right now. If we thought winter was over, we were wrong about that because it's definitely a mess out there. Beth Germano has made it out to the Mass Pike. She's standing by live with the latest on what's happening out on our roadways. Good morning, Beth.
Good morning once again, Liz. Things are actually getting a little bit better here on our end of the pike at the Weston Tolls. Plenty of sloppy rain, but the volume of cars picking up for the morning commute at least is eating away at some of the slush and ice that's been on the road. The Mass Turnpike has officially reduced the speeds to about 40 miles an hour. For the most part, cars will be contending with crews who've been trying to sand and stop.
Her school's been canceled, and she's in bed, and I think that's a good place to be right now.
How was the scraping?
I was fortunate to have the car in the garage.
How was the scraping this morning?
Wild. I just come in from Orange, Mass.
How was the driving?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Be careful out there.
I think the key this morning is to have a garage. I can't tell you how many people I stopped at the tolls and said, how's the scraping? And they said, well, not too bad because I have a garage. I don't have a garage. I'll have to get one because it was a tough job at about 3 o'clock this morning. And if you haven't left the house yet, make sure you warm the car up and get the defroster going. You'll need all the help you can get. Some commuters are stopping here on the side of the road. They've got to kind of scrape again and then get started again. So have some patience. Reporting live from Weston, I'm Beth Germano, News Center 5. Jeff Larson in Smart Routes has an overview of the traffic. Jeff?
Well, good morning, Liz. Yes, it is a very difficult drive. We're getting drive times about double the norm this morning. You want to leave yourself a lot of extra time for the commute. Logan Airport is closed at the moment, and that will cause some delays. Here's a look at where some of the accidents have been located throughout the morning. A number of them, as you can tell. Northern portion of 128 and the stretch of 95 coming up toward Route 128 through the Canton stretch and in through Canton and Dedham. Very heavily tied up because of the number of accident scenes. There's a fairly serious rollover accident being reported on 495 up through Boxborough by Route 111. In fact, much of Route 495, the left lanes are closed off because of the slushy conditions, and it's just impassable for you there. You want to drive with extreme caution, give yourself a lot of extra time. It's going to be a slow commute, and again, watch those accident scenes. You can always call for traffic information at Smart Traveler. That number is 374-1234. From Smart Routes in Cambridge, I'm Jeff Larson, News Center 5. Back to you, Liz.
Thank you very much, Jeff. And of course, we've had a lot of school closings and delays. We're going to have a complete list for you coming up in just a few moments. But first, we're going to talk with Ellen once again and find out what's going on out there. This roller coaster ride of a weather has just been terrible of late.
Well, we did have the temperatures rising last night above freezing, and then they fell again overnight and into this morning. But now they're starting to rise by about a degree every hour or so in Boston, now at 28 degrees. It's above freezing right now in South Weymouth, towards the south coast of Plimpton, also down towards the Cape, 33 degrees right now in Hyannis. We're finding 42 this hour in Nantucket, 37 in Martha's Vineyard, and the warm air will continue to work its way north. So temperatures should rise above freezing here in the Boston area by late morning. Into the afternoon hours, though, where temperatures are much colder to the north and west of town, generally in the 20s, it is going to be a slow process. So we're still looking at any of the precipitation falling, which is rain, freezing on contact, especially north and west of Boston through late morning and early afternoon, where you can see temperatures are starting to climb to near the freezing mark in Providence. Also Hartford, 35 degrees now in Bridgeport and 39 degrees out in Block Island. We've also been tracking radar, which is showing some heavier rain that's developed near Long Island and New York City, and that's going to be moving in here as well. You can see we've been seeing mainly moderate rainfall, but check out the darker colors and the yellows here that begin to develop across New York City, Long Island, to southern Connecticut. So we're looking at some heavy downpours moving in, and the areas that are still below freezing will see more significant ice accumulation as a result, while it'll be just a few heavy downpours across the south coast, not freezing on contact. So we are going to be looking at one storm system pulling out and another one moving in, and as a result, the icing continuing to the north and west with snow over far northwestern New England. There's the low pressure system that turned the winds more northerly overnight last night, and as a result, we did change from rain to freezing rain in the Boston area. A second low pressure system will track from the Ohio Valley further north and east, so that by midday today, with winds more southeast, temperatures should begin to warm. However, again, north and west of town, quite a bit of icing before the liquid precipitation, which won't probably arrive until late this afternoon, and even a few spots of patchy drizzle likely tonight before all the precipitation begins to wind down. The storm over the Ohio Valley moving very quickly to the east coast, and late tonight should be just dry as we head towards the early morning hours tomorrow. So let's take a look at the forecast then for today. We're going to be calling for temperatures to gradually rise from south to north, And so the areas that are seeing freezing rain right now will not see the rain freezing on contact. That's already happening across the South Shore this morning, even though there are still quite a bit of slippery spots left over from the freezing rain overnight and early this morning. Freezing rain will linger over interior sections of Massachusetts even into this afternoon and into southern New Hampshire as well, with temperatures rising from the 30s to mid-40s. For tonight, we're going to be checking out temperatures cooling from the upper 20s to mid-30s. Again, a few pockets of freezing drizzle north and west of town possible, otherwise just lingering showers. The heavy downpours should begin to taper off. And then tomorrow, with skies becoming partly sunny, temperatures should climb to around 40 degrees. And Thursday's weather featuring a high near 40 with a mix of sun and clouds. So the worst of it is probably over from just south of Boston, and we'll see that warming trend gradually throughout the afternoon hours today. Back to you, Liz.
We'll look forward to that warm-up, Ellen. Thank you very much. As we told you earlier, there are many schools that have been closed or delayed, and right now we have an updated list for you on the schools. Some of them were closed or delayed, I should say, earlier. They are now closed. Let's take a look now at the News Center 5 WRKO school closing announcement list. And the city of Boston has set up a special storm hotline